The great fundamental issue now before our people can be stated briefly. It is, are the American people fit to govern themselves, to rule themselves, to control them?
Every thoughtful citizen who despairs of war and wishes to bring peace should begin by looking inward.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
We, the people. We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us.
We must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
We should bring our troops home, change our foreign policy, quit these ridiculous wars. We would be safer and richer for it. You have a government that provides national defense, but you don't have militarism and you police the world.
What is up?
Hello.
We are here again.
World news time. Bitches. We're back.
Yep.
Yes.
May 17th, 2025.
Yes. We got some cool things to cover. Yep. Yes.
Yeah, silly things too.
A couple silly things, a couple important things. We're going to talk about it for you.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
We're since we missed last week too, we'll do a quick recap of India and Pakistan. I guess nothing's really popping off too much, so.
Yeah. It seemed like it was going to pop off last week, so we talked about it quite a bit, but somebody fucked up the audio, so we didn't really get to talk about it.
Yeah, how did that happen, dude? That's crazy.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't me.
Yeah. No way could it have been you, dude.
Yeah.
Definitely not me either. I don't know. It was a ghost.
Ooh. Ooh. Spooky ghost.
Spooky ghost. Oh, won't let me go live. Never mind.
Oh, no.
Alright, guys.
All right. Watch the stream.
Watch the stream.
Grid view. All right. We are live.
All right.
Live from New York. So I guess...
Thousands. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So I guess people in the UK are protesting dirty poo water because they're dumping shit in the water. So these guys are protesting and jumping the shit water or something.
I blame it on the Indians already. Anytime
Probably.
I hear poop in UK, I think...
Yeah, poopy water, India.
Yeah, this is definitely India vibes.
Yeah, you guys got it good compared
India.
to India water.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're dumping shit in the water. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Paddling out to protest. Up and down the country,
Swimming in
from
shit.
Brighton to
Yes,
Dunbar in
yes.
Scotland, hundreds of people grabbed their boards and headed out to sea.
To say.
It's like they're just partying in the
to
water.
water
It doesn't look
quality.
like much of a
Clean
protest.
seas. We don't like bog rolling waters though.
You just
Oh,
wonder,
God.
Classic
should
Brit,
I enter
dude.
the water because it doesn't look good
Dude,
quality.
British people are
It's all
ugly.
very important to keep our water clean and safe for everybody to
He looks
enjoy
fairly
it for
normal.
years to come.
Here in Wallasey is one of 40 protests being organised by surfers.
Our water's
across
dirty.
the
Let's
UK. They
swim in
chose
it
this
together.
particular beach because it had
Yeah.
the highest number of spills of anywhere in the country last year.
In the
They're calling for
country.
total reform of the
Country.
water industry and say currently the government isn't going far enough.
Customers, the general public, don't trust the
Not
water industry
fluffy.
to deliver the basic
Choppy,
services
not
that
fluffy.
we are paying for. At the time, we also know, particularly the private companies across England, are making a substantial profit as well.
Oh.
They are definitely listening, as are the regulators and the
Save our
government. But we
seas
know
from
that we need
shit.
to keep reminding them that we can't be fobbed off.
But what we do know across the UK is that there have been 600,000 sewage discharges last year.
Surfers Against Sewage say more than half the people they
600,000.
Cut the
surveyed were
crap.
worried about getting sick from swimming in public waters
No
in
to
the
paddling
UK.
and poop.
And last
Then
year,
why are
they
you
had more
paddling
than
in poop?
2,000 complaints
Yeah,
about just
cue
that.
the crab.
I've gotten sick from
Or cut
swimming
the
in
crab.
polluted
Cue.
waters, and I
Cue it.
went home and I vomited for like 2 days.
Yeah, I just obviously swimming the next
days.
day. I felt like I had food poisoning. My stomach just wasn't right. You know, and I was a bit
Just
not
literally
drowsy, but
swimming
tired,
in
basically.
shit, man.
Yeah.
The government
Maybe
say
you
they
should
are
stop
taking
swallowing
action to
shit
protect
water.
the country's bathing waters,
Yeah. Oh, God.
including giving the regulator
Ooh, that
powers
is
to
pretty
ban
nasty,
bonuses
actually.
for water company bosses if they don't meet
Gross,
environmental
dude.
standards.
Ew.
The Independent Water Commission is also
Look at that
currently
little kid
reviewing
in there in the
evidence
shit water.
before it makes recommendations on reforming the industry. Those
So,
today's protest
I
change
saw-
can't come fast enough.
I saw a kid in there.
Garfield,
They're bringing
Sky
their
News
kids to
in
this
Walsall.
protest to swim in the shit water.
Oops. That's hilarious.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
thought that was
it's,
pretty silly. I mean, that is gross, that last, like, Skyview fucking, with the poop in the water. That was pretty gross looking.
Yeah.
Like the drone shot, I should say. The Skyview something.
They're quite literally prancing about in shit.
Yes, they keep pooping in me water.
Yeah, they're pooing in me water.
So that's pretty funny, the inflatable on there. But
Yeah.
they're probably
Where's
not
that,
in Glasgow? No, that's
Oh, that's not in Glasgow.
that's not. No, that's Scotland. We're going to talk about that later. I have countries mixed in my head right now. But
Yeah.
I don't know where this is.
Scotland is a part of the UK.
Yeah. Well, Glasgow's in
Ireland is
Scotland, I
what's
believe.
Separate. Yeah.
Ireland.
Yeah, dude.
Ireland. Yeah, one guy in there
Yeah.
sounded Scottish.
Normal. Yeah. Or I don't know, dude.
I don't know either, dude.
They're all shit eaters.
They're all
Yeah.
Europeans to me.
Yeah, they're all dirty Europeans to me, dude.
Yeah. But
So yeah.
yeah, don't drink the poop water. Apparently, you guys are getting sick because you're swimming in shit water. You know, down in Baytown, Texas, the beaches there were disgusting and really dirty just because it's next to Exxon and a bunch of oil and shit. People didn't swim in it. You know, we didn't protest in the fucking oil water. Are you protesting in the poop water? That's gross.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a weird way to. I mean, it's crazy. Like protesters will do anything, like, but vote. It seems like they just. I don't know. Like, what do they go out? I just don't understand protesting, dude. Like, is
Yeah,
it
what's it actually
strictly
doing?
to raise awareness?
Right.
Like, is that it? Just awareness, or?
I don't know. It doesn't really do much. It's not changing like laws and shit. It's just like this. It's just made us laugh at you.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty
you're on
ridiculous
TV.
protest.
Yeah, you're literally on TV swimming in shit.
Yeah, like just all partying in poo water. You brought your kids to poo water to swim in it for a protest. We're getting sick.
Yeah.
Let's go swim in it and protest and get sicker. I don't fucking know.
Right? Fucking animals, dude.
Aminals. So, a little funny one to start off. And get into more serious stuff.
Hey, yeah, here's more death and destruction. Yeah,
More.
It's always happening because of Israel.
Fucking Israel, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, they suck, dude. I'm
Yeah.
just tired of it's their government, dude. They suck.
Yeah, Netanyahu, a criminal.
Yeah, he's a bitch.
Bitch.
He's just a war-hungry fucking bitch. So,
Yep.
yes, as you guys can tell, we're moving on to Israel now. So,
Yep.
Israel launches a major Gaza offensive to seize control of areas, and they want to. They said they want to control it indefinitely too. So, they're just taking over more territory. They just keep pushing those people further back.
They're wiping them out, dude.
Yeah,
Wiping them out. They're doing their own ethnic cleansing, it seems.
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, they want to live in an ethno state. They want a Jewish ethno state.
Yeah.
Which all that area used to be Christian, and then.
Oh, how the turntables.
Yeah, the Crusades happened, and they had to
Right.
push back. It was like 400 years of Muslim oppression, and yeah. Anyways.
Right.
So yeah, here's the first video.
The latest now on the Israel-Gaza war, and Israel has begun a new offensive aimed at taking control of parts
British
of
people are
Gaza.
ugly.
The military said it had carried out extensive strikes and was mobilizing troops. Israel also dropped leaflets across northern Gaza telling Palestinians to leave the area. On Friday, 100 people were killed in northern Gaza, according to Palestinian authorities, with more than 250 people killed since Thursday morning. It marks the largest ground assault on northern Gaza since Israel resumed its offensive in March. The IDF says it struck what it called more than 150 terror targets throughout the Gaza Strip over the past 24 hours. Meanwhile, the United Nations Human Rights Chief Volker
Those
Turk
poor
has
people,
condemned Israel for its escalating bombardments of.
They keep saying their whole thing is like, oh, they're hiding behind women, but I don't think that's always the case. I mean, there's literally.
I'm sure it's happened, but I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. They're just bombing everything, everywhere over there. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're destroying. They're like, well, they shouldn't build or whatever underneath the hospital, but we never hear confirmation that there was definitely something under the hospital.
Yeah. There's no
Or in
legitimate proof that we've been told about. But yeah, these fucking poor
Gaza,
people. Their life
saying
already
it's
sucks.
apparently seeking to.
Yeah, it does. I mean, look at that. They're just. I mean, there's literal children here. They're probably gonna die soon.
Yeah, they're not gonna last very long. They're not gonna have any food. They're not getting enough aid, if any.
Trump's trying to. Well, they keep blocking it, and Trump's trying to send it in via the UN, I believe. Food and medicine, and Israel keeps intercepting it and not letting it in.
Yeah, it's fucked up. That's not okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a fucking mess over there, and
It
Israel
is.
keeps
It
fucking
is.
about, dude.
Yep. We're hungry.
Permanently displace the population, and that this amounts to ethnic cleansing. Well, our correspondent Wira Davis is in Jerusalem with the latest.
Well, it's no surprise this had been threatened, this had been promised by the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, that this enhanced, advanced military push into Gaza would happen. What we've seen all week, actually, is steadily increasing Israeli military activity in Gaza. That culminated in Friday in the biggest military operation we've seen for a couple of months now. That was an assault from sea, land and air in northern Gaza. And overnight, the IDF, the Israeli military, has said that Operation Gideon's Chariots, as it's been called, is now basically underway. And that is part of a push which involves thousands of Israeli reservists as well as regular soldiers planning to go into Gaza, to occupy much of Gaza and remain there, and to push much of the Gazan population towards the south of the territory. The goal, says Israel, is to finally defeat Hamas once and for all and to secure the release of the remaining hostages. But it's been much criticised, not just here in Israel, because of course the concerns about what that might mean for the remaining hostages, but also by many governments around the region and around the world, insofar also as the humanitarian crisis, as we know in Gaza, is steadily worsening. So the latest reports we've had this morning are that Israeli military operations on the ground are happening in central Gaza around Deir al-Balah. According to reports from Gaza's Civil Defense Agency, there have been several deaths this morning in Israeli airstrikes. So at least 250 people killed over the last couple of days as this Operation Gideon.
So all they're doing is just creating more terrorists and extremists. They're creating more enemies
definitely.
They continue to do this, dude. Like,
yeah.
There's no way that you can grow up around this and seeing this stuff happen, like to your people or whatever, and not become extreme.
Yeah, I know they also use like trying to wipe out Hamas, but I feel like that's a scapegoat. Just it's a good excuse to like, oh, we got a bomb here. Hamas is there. We got a bomb right here, or whatever.
Right.
So,
exactly, dude. They just want to take over the entire territory. Like, it has nothing to do at this point with Hamas. They're just trying to kill everybody and push them all out.
Right. Yeah. I do want to point out I'm having a slight latency issue. It's not big, but when the guy's talking, the mouth isn't matching or whatever.
Oh shit.
So I was having some latency problems right there.
Let me turn off my thing here. I got Robert's Burgers on in the background.
Robert's Burgers? I don't know what that is. Is that like a Bob's Burgers ripoff, dude?
No, it is Bob's Burgers.
Oh, you just called it Robert's Burgers. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good show, by the way.
It is a good show. I like it.
Yeah.
Silly.
It's got the guy from Archer. So,
yeah.
So good.
John Benjamin or something?
Something like that. Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah, he's good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So they're launching more fucking shit in there. Here's a couple key points.
Yeah.
On Saturday, Israel initiated a significant military campaign, which we heard is called Operation Gideon Chariots, into the Gaza Strip, aimed at compelling Hamas to free the hostages in their custody. So that is another thing too. It's like, why doesn't Hamas just release them? But maybe that's their leverage to keep trying, maybe like garner support.
I feel like that's probably what
the
it
world.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, like, see, they're just killing everybody indiscriminately just because of these hostages. Like,
Right,
that's our
right.
only leverage to keep them from totally
Going further. Yeah.
Because I think once they get the hostages, if they did get them back, they would just level the entire fucking
Probably.
area.
Then they'd have no reason to hold back.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, yeah, it follows the October 7th attack in 2023. Apparently the offensive has killed over 53,000 Palestinians. I think that's since the beginning.
Total? Okay, yeah.
Including many
That's a
women
lot
and
of fucking
children.
people, dude. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. UN humanitarian chief Tom Fletcher said that there are 160,000 pallets of aid ready, stating it's ready to be activated today if we're simply allowed to do our jobs. So yeah, like Trump was saying, they're stopping it at the border.
Yeah.
The Netanyahu
just fucked up.
instructed negotiators to stay in Qatar for direct talks vowing to escalate pressure to dismantle Hamas, while protests in Tel Aviv called for a deal. So that's also what we're not seeing over here. I didn't know that. They're like protesting in Israel, like, "Deal, we need to stop this. What the fuck?" Oh, wait.
And they, oh wow, okay.
Call for a deal to end the war and free hostages. So, I wonder if that means that they're protesting their government and
right
Hamas, or I don't know actually.
Yeah, what if like the people of Israel are protesting to stop it, and then they're just not, you know? I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder if they're protesting Hamas to do it from Tel Aviv, or they're protesting their own government to just stop this and get the hostages or something.
Right, yeah, get the hostages and get out.
Yeah.
Huh.
But the next thing, Israel-Hamas resumes ceasefire talks. So they've been pounding them, so now I guess Hamas is like, all right, we need to talk about we need to chill out, dudes.
All right, yeah. Yeah, chill.
The Israeli operation is now focusing on Deir al-Balah, a town in central Gaza where the IDF has not yet entered in the last 19 months of war. They are attacking from the air and ground, and Israeli tanks are reportedly advancing to the east of the city. The assault is so fierce, though, that it's too dangerous for many rescue teams to reach, and very few images are coming out.
Current increase in violence is killing civilians. It's killing women and children, and it appears to be completely indiscriminate attacks on whole swathes of population. So it is a massive onslaught again on the whole population of Gaza.
Jabalia in the north is also under attack again. This was moments after an airstrike. The Israeli military hit and flattened an entire residential block, he says. Bodies are trapped underneath. They are digging with their bare hands to try and reach them. Thousands are now fleeing in the blazing heat, on the move again, but with no idea where it is safe to head to. Most travelling on donkey and cart.
That's
Fuel is
crazy,
scarce,
dude.
but some have to make the hot journey on foot. They are weighed down by the months of war, and with bags stuffed full with whatever they could carry.
They just
Through miles
destroyed
of
this
streets,
whole area. There's no way that those are
on
all
every
Hamas
side,
buildings.
Right.
forced out of
Yeah.
their homes for the umpteenth time.
Honestly, I've no idea where I'm going or where to take my wife and
Yeah,
children.
they just gotta wander
The situation
from place
overnight
to
was horrific.
place.
How is this fool like freshly faded though? If they're in a war zone, how's he getting haircuts?
That's a good point. Just got it yesterday before the missile struck.
Yeah, I just got lined up and everything. And they
Yeah.
just fucking blew up my barber.
Look how pissed off this little kid is. They look like they're not having fun. Like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to look at these kids. So,
Yeah.
as much as I disagree with any involvement in the Middle East, stuff like this, letting these little fuckers suffer.
Yeah.
They don't even know what's going on, dude. They're not even getting a chance at life. Like all the lifers, Republicans here that are pro-life.
Yeah.
They want to bomb the shit out because they're for
Right,
some reason they like to
yeah.
bend over for Israel and they want to kill everybody over there.
Yeah, this isn't pro-life at all.
No,
Not at all. And like
this
you
is not
said,
pro-life.
that little kid right there is probably going to grow up and fucking hate him and become a terrorist. It's very possible.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
How could you not? I mean,
Yeah,
wouldn't
my
you
whole
do
life
the
just
same?
got destroyed when I was 10 years old, you know, because of you guys.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a strong hate that he's going to grow up with.
Right. And I don't know, dude. It's fucked. And I'm glad that Trump is trying to distance himself from that maniac. Fucking
Yeah, same.
Netanyahu.
Yeah, I agree. See, when this war first,
And as you can see, I have.
Oh shit! When this
Oh,
war
sorry,
first broke out, I was more on Israel's side than anything. But as the
Me
years
too.
has gone on, dude, totally flip flopped on that shit.
Yeah. I think it was last year, like early last year, I was like, this shit's got to stop, dude.
Yeah.
And my stepdad, we got in like a argument, not really an argument, just like a debate about it. And because he's like pretty pro-Israel for some reason.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Well, I mean, that's like a boomer thing to be, but.
Right.
Yeah, we got in a pretty heavy debate about it. He's like, fuck those people. Like, they should have never voted for Hamas. They could just end this if they never,
Yeah.
like, voted for them and all that. It's like, maybe they didn't have a choice, though. You have no
yeah.
idea of their
That might have been their
situation
only
over there.
choice is to vote Hamas. You know.
Yeah. It's like the fake elections in, like, Russia and, like, North Korea
Yeah.
and shit. Like,
Their lives are nothing like it is here. You know, their choices and what they have is, you know, it's not as abundant as what we got. So.
Right. And then that's also saying, like, say we voted, because he voted for Trump too, and I did as well, and it's like, so then say now Trump starts going to war with fucking Mexico or some shit, and then we're
Right.
getting bombed, which would never happen, but we're getting bombed by fucking Mexico, and they're destroying all our shit, all because Trump wanted to start something.
Right.
Are you saying now that we deserve this because of that? Like,
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
And I also asked him too the scenario. I was like, okay. I think he actually pointed that out to me. He's like, it was like, or no, I think I did. It was like, say if there's like a hostage or something, and you know, I was like, if it's my mom or whatever,
Yeah.
she's being held hostage by the dude. Would you rather them kill everybody inside just to get the guy? And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was like, you're not even thinking about it. There's no way that you're thinking about it critically if you can just say yes to that.
Yeah, it's just an automatic answer. Yeah. Stuck in their
Yeah,
heads,
it's
man.
like-
Boomer thing. Like you said, that's a boomer thing for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, he would just rather sacrifice everybody to get the one guy. You know, that's why we launched fucking
Yeah,
Hellfire
that's
missile at
insane.
one dude.
Right. All the collateral behind it. I mean, of course, there's always collateral damage in war, but this is more like this is just wiping out a class of people. You know?
Fuck, dude, I hate it.
Yeah, it's
tired of being
terrible.
part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need any
Kids.
part of this.
We left very late last night. The bombing and killing didn't stop. The number of injuries kept rising, and bodies are now lying in the streets.
What happened overnight was criminal. This isn't normal warfare. This is indiscriminate bombing over our heads. We all slept under a bed just trying to stay alive and ready to leave when the chance came.
I kind of like that owl bag he's got right there. It's kind of sick.
That is sick. There is still a slight delay. It's not really affecting too much. It's like a couple seconds. It's weird. But it's
That
not
is
too
weird.
bad.
I mean,
It's
that's-
not too bad. You can still get the gist.
That's
It's
pretty
still
much-
clear picture and everything, so.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
weird.
pretty much it for that anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, poor
Let me
people.
start closing windows. That might help too.
Yeah. I wonder if it's because I have the browser open as well.
I don't know.
Maybe.
It's my internet? I don't know, dude.
I don't either. It's not terrible, though. Let me close my browser and
Right.
open my notes instead. Anyways.
Israel and Hamas resume indirect ceasefire talks on May 17th, so today. This only happened a few hours ago, 17 hours ago. And whatever. The talks follow Israel's escalation of air attacks and troop mobilization to expand operations. We heard that. Israel's military launched Operation Gideon Chariot. We heard that. Local health authorities. Okay, so they're just talking about people who have been killed. They say not to trust the numbers from their side at all. So how are we
Okay.
supposed to only trust one side?
Yeah, true. We like to get all
So they're
sides.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be fucking blind.
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 Good evening. I'm Laura Barone Lopez.
All right,
John
Good
Lewis
evening,
away.
Laura.
Pope Leo XIV delivered his first Sunday noon blessing as pontiff,
Pope Leo.
calling for unity in a polarized church and appealing to the world's major powers for peace. He delivered his message to an estimated 100,000 people from the loggia of St. Peter's Basilica, the same balcony where he was introduced as the new leader of the Roman Catholic Church. The pontiff welcomed the uneasy truce between India and Pakistan. He also called for an end to the violence in Ukraine and Gaza.
Porto nel mio cuore.
I carry in my heart the sufferings of the beloved Ukrainian people. Let every effort be made to achieve, as soon as possible, an authentic, just, and
What about the Russians, though, dude?
Yeah,
They've been
they're
losing,
dying too. They're
Yeah,
getting fucked
they've
off
been-
too.
Yeah, and they're just like it's crazy. They're losing like I think it's like 6-1 or something.
Yeah, I just
because-
thought of that right when he said that. I was like, he should just say in general, because I remember Trump was saying, he was like, they're Russians and Ukrainians are dying. Like, we just want the people to stop dying. And the Pope just said just Ukrainians.
Yeah.
The hell.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I mean, this Pope's pretty good from what I've been hearing recently. I heard something where he was like saying like, I think he's like against abortion or something, which is pretty based.
Yeah, that's cool. I agree with that.
We need that back.
Yeah.
We need that back in the church.
Yep.
lasting peace. I am deeply saddened by what is happening in the Gaza Strip. Let the fire cease immediately. Let humanitarian aid be provided to the exhausted civilian population, and may all hostages be freed.
John Allen has covered the Vatican for
God.
30 years. He's editor of Crux, an online site that covers the Vatican and the Catholic Church. So, John, what did you take from the Pope's first Sunday message?
Well, if there was any question about whether Pope Leo XIV would be a less political figure than Francis, or for that matter, John Paul II before him, I think we have the answer to that question, and the answer is clearly no. Pope Leo intends to continue to address the global crises of the moment and try to be that voice of conscience on the global stage for humanitarian concerns. You heard him addressing foursquare the conflict in Ukraine. You heard him addressing the war in Gaza. You heard him welcoming the ceasefire between India and Pakistan. I think what that suggests is that he's going to try to pick up the megaphone that Pope Francis left behind and continue to use it to try to move the ball on social, political, cultural issues that are of concern to the Catholic Church.
As you said, he is following in the footsteps of Pope Francis. What do you see in his message for the traditionalists and the reformers in the church who are either looking for some appeal to them or are trying to figure out how he may lead the church?
Well, I don't think there was much in today's noontime Regina Caeli address.
All right. So yeah, this fool just wants war to fucking stop.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, and that's cool. I like that. And the Pope's got so many followers, dude. A lot of power.
Yeah, billion. I think it's like
His word matters. He's one of the most powerful people on the planet. The Popes always are. So,
yeah.
so
No matter which one it is.
Exactly. He's got a lot to say, and I agree with him on these. These wars need to stop. Gaza needs to stop. Ukraine, Russia needs to stop. This needs to stop. Don't do it no more.
Yeah. And then he did mention India, Pakistan, which I will read this thing. I'm going to read this because we didn't get to update you guys last week.
Oh, yeah.
So here's an update on it. This is it'll be quick. I'm just going to run through it.
Cool.
As of mid-May 2025, India and Pakistan are navigating a fragile ceasefire following a significant escalation in hostilities. The conflict was triggered by a terrorist attack on April 22nd in Pahalgam, India-administered Kashmir, which killed 27 people. India attributed the attack to Pakistan-based groups, leading to Operation Sindoor. Sounds like a dish.
Yeah.
Wherein India launched missile strikes on targets in Pakistan, including the Nur Khan Air Base. Pakistan retaliated with its own strikes, and both nations claimed to have inflicted substantial casualties on each other. A U.S. brokered ceasefire was established on May 10th, of course, because we got to stick our nose in everything.
Yep.
But violations were reported shortly thereafter, with both sides accusing each other of breaches. India suspended the Indus Waters Treaty because they share water or whatever, threatening to divert river flows, a move Pakistan considers an act of war. Diplomatic efforts are ongoing, with the UK and US advocating for sustained dialogue. While Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has expressed readiness for peace talks, India maintains that any discussions will focus solely on terrorism and the status of Pakistan occupied Kashmir.
All right. Well,
so yeah, they're just in talks, so they haven't really reached anything.
Yeah, nothing's really happened yet, but they're talking about it.
Talking about it.
President Trump visiting the.
Whoops.
Ah!
Sorry, I don't know why these videos just keep playing. Look
Yeah,
at
it does that for me too.
So yeah, we're just gonna move on now, because there's not much to talk about with them. They've chilled out since we thought, like you said earlier, we thought they were gonna start popping off.
Yeah, last week it was seeming kind of scary, like something was gonna happen, but it's chilled out a bit, so not much more to cover on that for sure.
Yep. So this year, Trump is trying to reach a deal with Iran for their fucking nuclear deal, and Israel is threatening that, I guess. So that's why he's been distancing himself.
Yeah.
This is why Israel is kind of a bastard right now in the Middle East. Not the people. I want to maintain that we're not anti-Semites, but we do have an issue with their government.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I criticize them a lot, to the point to where I know that eventually people are just going to think I'm anti-Semitic, but no, I'm just...
That's not the case. Yeah, it's their government's overstepping. They want war, and we don't agree with it as Americans. We're trying to do the exact opposite of what they're pushing. So it's not you guys, the people. It's your government.
Yeah, exactly. Your government is being habitual line steppers.
Yep. Shall we?
So here is the Iran deal. I think we're going to hear a little bit from Trump, too.
President Trump visiting the United Arab Emirates on the final leg of his Middle East tour. He's only the second serving American president to visit the country, attending a state dinner at the presidential palace and touring the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, where the UAE's founder is buried. Before leaving Qatar for the UAE today, the president also spoke.
Real quick, sorry. Him going there and the shit that they did for him and all that was like super fucking... It made me feel good, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
We touched on this a little bit in the World News, or not World News, the regular Glutton for Liberty podcast. So
yeah, we got some video on it. It's pretty. He got the red carpet rolled out for him if the red carpet was over there, but yeah, it was cool. There's a speech. They all stood up for him. It was pretty awesome. So definitely check that out as well.
Yeah, it's makes you feel good to be an American. It just feels like we're being respected, and
again,
I'm fucking with that, dude.
Yep, we're back, baby. We're back, baby. Woo!
Yep. But all the shit libs will want to make you feel like we're not being respected. They think Trump is embarrassing us. Not even, dude. There's no way.
No, Biden was so embarrassing as a president. So embarrassing. He couldn't even hold a conversation with any world leader. It was embarrassing as fuck. Now they're they're throwing like parties and shit for Trump, for him to come over, like giving him the best treatment, like he's a fucking rock star. You know, it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it was sick. It's tight. Yeah, you guys definitely watch that on the Sunday podcast. So you guys, it's just cool. It's feel good America shit.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
About Iran, saying the U.S. is close to reaching a nuclear deal with Tehran.
Iran has sort of agreed to the terms. They're not going to make, I call it in a friendly way, nuclear dust. We're not going to be making any nuclear dust in Iran, but we're in very serious negotiations with Iran for long-term peace. And if we do that, it'll be fantastic.
Our ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers is traveling with the president and has more from Abu Dhabi. So, Karen, the president on this final leg of this whirlwind Middle East tour, what is his focus in this final stretch? And we also know he was honored with a medal.
Abu Dhabi.
He was at a state dinner tonight here in Abu Dhabi, Selena. And you know Donald Trump loves a medal. He loves a state dinner. He loves all the pomp and circumstance that has been rolled out for him here in the UAE and also in Saudi.
Fuck this bitch.
Saudi Arabia and Qatar before that. 3 countries, 3 state dinners, a lot of red carpets, a lot of wooing by these leaders here in the Gulf region, trying to set up business ties with their countries and the United States, with the Trump administration, and also American companies. The UAE, when the president took office in January, said that they would commit $1.4 trillion in investment over the next decade. They're looking to work with the United States
that dude's
on
tall
things
too,
like
'cause Trump's
artificial
pretty tall.
intelligence infrastructure,
Yeah, Trump's like
energy,
6'3", he's a big boy.
manufacturing, and of course, very important for here, semiconductor chips. So we're waiting to see the details, and the White House should have that tomorrow when the president focuses more on the business side of this 2-day stop here in the UAE. But that is a significant commitment, one the president is touting. At every stop here, Selena, he keeps emphasizing the trillions of dollars that keeps getting promised to invest in the United States. But of course, that's promises they now have to deliver for the United States and for the president.
That's a good point.
And all those images, no shortage of pomp and circumstance there. And Karen, the president also spoke about Iran nuclear talks, making that comment about not wanting to make nuclear.
Why don't they like it that people are respecting our president? I don't know why they're like.
There's always a
so
problem with
against
it. Yeah, ABC fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Like, look at these world leaders, very powerful people respecting our president, and it's bad.
Yeah.
It's a bad thing.
At the very least, wouldn't you want countries to respect our president? He's representing us, right? And it's like they are showing respect, but now you gotta conflate it to they're just like showing off and all.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. Like Trump, he loves all the all the celebrity power he's getting across the world, and he's being respected, because he scares them. I feel like they have to respect Trump, so they are
right.
It's a power move. I see it as a power move. They're fucking stupid. ABC's so stupid.
It's very frustrating to continue to watch this in this country of the left. Just they will not give this man a win. I mean,
no matter what he does.
I didn't. And I didn't hear anybody reporting on that. The fucking pharmaceuticals go down. Like nobody reported on that. Nobody said a positive thing about it. And it's like,
that's a huge win, dude.
He could cure cancer or whatever. Like literally solve world hunger, and they'll be like, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, it's
he didn't
ridiculous.
Do enough, or he should have done this. Or
it's ridiculous that they can't accept it. They can't accept the loss. They lost. He's winning. Sound like Charlie Sheen
Iran's
right
Supreme
now.
Leader has accused U.S. President.
God damn it!
Oh fuck!
So during his visit to Doha, Qatar, President Trump expressed optimism that the U.S. and Iran are nearing an agreement on a nuclear deal. And they're all like, again, they're doing this without Israel, because Israel is like super threatened by Iran.
Right.
I should say.
Iran.
The possible agreement comes after multiple rounds of intensive discussions between the U.S. Representative Steve Witkoff and Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Aragchi. I don't know. Set against the backdrop of ongoing tensions in the region and the presence of American military forces. An advisor to Iran's Supreme Leader, Khamenei. Fuck, man, I'm not good with these names.
I can't. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try.
Indicated that Tehran is prepared to eliminate its accumulated weapon-grade uranium and restrict uranium enrichment strictly to civilian purposes, provided that economic sanctions are lifted without delay. So who knows if they're actually going to do that? Because I know a lot of these places, they're like, yeah, sure, we'll do that, and then they're like secretly building missiles.
Right.
Trump emphasized Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, and more military action remains possible if talks fail, while praising Gulf nations' economic progress and urging their influence on Iran. So I think Saudi Arabia is like in the Gulf area over there. I think.
Oh, are they?
That's what he's referring to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Trump concluded his 4-day Gulf visit in Abu Dhabi, where he met UAE leaders, visited a mosque, and reinforced efforts to stabilize the region throughout diplomacy and potential nuclear accord. So, I mean, I do like that. I don't think Trump's... You kind of have to do that. It's like, guys, you got to, like, knock this shit back, or we're going to start blowing up these sites.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's, like, what they mean by military action. Now, when they report it in the news, it just sounds like we're going to start bombing. We're going to do full-scale war.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's that, but you know, if it gets too serious, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think Iran should have bombs either. So I'm all for it. Whatever needs to be done. Unless it's war, like full scale war. We don't need that.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the way countries are set up to be like they shouldn't have one, but we can have one. Like,
yeah,
and,
fair.
You know, but like anytime anyone else wants one, we're just like, no, you can't have one.
Right. That's our thing. We did it first.
Yeah, only we're allowed to destroy the world, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I don't really know enough about that to have a educated opinion on it, but I think nukes are bad regardless. I think nobody should have really nuclear power. Nothing that destructive should even exist. So that's my educated opinion. It's too destructive to even have. Nuclear power, that's different. You know, really depends. Unless you're some kind of green homo. You don't like nuclear power, but it's another topic.
New Deal tags.
You should end your stream real quick and then reopen it. I want to see if that changes the latency.
Word.
The latency.
It will, dude. All right, little technical difficulty, but we're good.
We're back.
We're back. We have a latency issue, so I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
but anyways,
you guys are just going to have to suffer. It's not bad. It's not annoying me too much, so we're good.
Yeah. So this is the that dude Kamani. So Trump lying about wanting regional peace says that Supreme Leader.
The
I kind of call him
Leader.
so Supreme.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so silly.
Taco Supreme, Burrito Supreme.
That's exactly what I was thinking, dude.
That's some Jack Black shit.
Yeah.
Iran's supreme leader has accused US President Donald Trump of lying when he said he wanted peace in the region. Donald Trump just wrapped up a tour of Gulf nations. A day ago, Trump said the US had sent a proposal on Iran's nuclear program, but Tehran denied receiving it. Ali Khamenei said that Trump cannot be trusted.
No.
He said that he wanted to use power for peace. He lied. Some of the statements made during the US president's visit to the region are not worthy of a response at all.
Yeah, they're weird. What's that black line?
This is a failed pattern, and with the efforts of the nations of the region, America must and will leave this region. The Zionist regime, which is a dangerous, deadly, cancerous tumor in this region, must and will be uprooted.
Let's speak now with Tahir Asadi, who's live for us in Tehran, and Tahir, the Supreme Leader, wholly condemning Donald Trump's position.
Well, actually, part of the statements that we hear today from Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei is sort of response to the recent statements that we had from President Trump during his visit to the region. We heard at least two important lines of criticism, one of them directed towards the United States for supporting war, provoking war wherever it can, and use of force for massacre, specifically with a reference to Gaza, and supporting mercenaries in order to further destabilize the region. And there was another line of criticism that was directed in a sort of indirect way, indeed, to regional countries, saying that there is a sort of fundamental dependence to the United States, and Americans are following these patterns to keep and to maintain this level of dependency of regional countries to the United States. All in all, I can say that if you look at the statements, at least it's important from 3-4 perspectives. First, in terms of timing, we know that the statements are coming out while Iran is getting ready for a next round of indirect talks between.
So I'm trying to figure out who the fuck the Supreme Leader is. What the fuck does he like? Is he the dude that calls all the shots, or because he keeps saying we're gonna talk to him again? So is he just some nigga on the sideline like, I don't like Trump?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting out of it. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't help that this guy don't speak English so good. So it's kind of throwing me off here.
Yeah, he sucks at English. I was just saying that. Like, I should have turned subtitles on so I can understand his bitch ass.
Right, some words I was like, you're saying that weird. It's kind of throwing me off. I was too focused on his bad English skills. I mean, to be fair, English is really hard for that for them to learn. So it's pretty good for, you know.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, shit talking.
He's probably a nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah, his wife's probably
Washington.
Not,
yeah, it's probably a hairy ass pussy dude.
And Tehran to deal with the nuclear program of the country in return for lifting the sanctions. Secondly, it's important from a perspective of military posture. Iranian Supreme Leader said that the country should
he doesn't
maintain
pause
the
after sentences. He just goes into the next
level of its preparedness and the very nature of power that Iran is using, according to him, to secure peace and stability in the region. Quite contradictory to what we heard from Trump, who claims that the U.S. force in the region is the source of peace and stability. Also, there is this political sphere from which we can take a look at these statements. He is, the Supreme Leader indeed, is putting emphasis upon the necessity of independence and, let's say, securing the sovereignty of the country under this current situation. We heard some harsh criticisms from the Iranian Supreme Leaders, specifically when it came to the Israelis' behavior in the region. That's what we have, generally speaking, about the latest statements.
All right. Yeah, so, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's just worried about Israel's involvement, which I don't blame him for that. He's like, they keep fucking doing shit with Israel. That's why we don't like them.
Yep. It's fair. It's fair, I guess. Well.
Kamani. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, I was just saying well.
Yeah. Yep, so that dude was being a bitch about it. He doesn't like Trump. Iranian officials, including President Masoud Pezeshkian and Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, emphasize Iran's right to peaceful uranium enrichment and criticize U.S. tactics for prolonging nuclear talks.
That's possible.
Khamenei, yeah, I mean, I could see that. They want to be independent, and nuclear power actually is like pretty sweet, I guess.
Yeah,
it's like pretty clean, and it runs for a long time. I guess like our nuclear like ships and shit, they can run like for like 30 years.
Oh, nuclear submarines, dude. Yeah, they're independent from any other power source. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're their own fucking beast.
Right. Khamenei criticized U.S. military aid to Israel, which I also criticize that. I agree with him on that. We need to stop funding them.
Yep.
Accusing it of providing massive bombs used against children in Gaza. Agree. And described Trump's remarks as humiliating both for the speaker and the American public.
I don't fully agree with that.
Trump is pulling. Yeah, he's showing signs of pulling back. Trying to, like we talked about it in our Sunday episode coming up that you guys need.
It's crazy how all this ties in. I feel like the distrust with Israel in the Middle East is now it's affecting our peace or our deals with other Middle Eastern countries for sure.
Yeah.
So I think Trump pulling back from Netanyahu is absolutely going to help these talks with Iran.
Yeah, and I truly believe that Trump does want peace. That's why he's trying to do this shit and saying like, "Fuck you, Netanyahu." Like, I'm just gonna do it without you then.
Yeah.
If you don't want to fucking play nice and trying to actually achieve peace. Netanyahu just sounds like a maniac. Like he just wants to, expand the borders of Israel.
Yeah, exactly. We want to bomb Iran and we want to kill all the Palestinians. That's what I'm getting out of fucking Netanyahu.
Yep.
He's a big topic with all these, like, even this is, we try and separate it into a different topic, but Netanyahu's like kind of in the middle of all this. He's the problem. He's causing problems in the Middle East, and we're involved with it. Yeah.
Of course.
Just want peace, man.
Yeah. So moving on here. This is something you sent me.
Yeah, so this is we kind of talk about it in the regular pod. We won the tariff war with China. Sky News just has this video, and they kind of go more into depth on it better than I could. So figured we could watch this and just see the wins, the W's that America has gotten from China. And people were fucking pissed about these big-ass tariffs on China, and it just worked. It worked in our favor. They found a deal that works for China, and it works for us. We found a middle ground. That was the whole point. And, yeah. Yes.
Word.
Let's turn our attention to the United States and China agreeing on a deal to slash trade tariffs on each other for 90 days. Earlier, the US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent held a news conference in Geneva discussing the latest terms.
We have reached an agreement
I don't like this
on
guy.
a 90-day pause and
talk faster.
Substantially move down the tariff levels.
Spit it out.
Sides on the reciprocal tariffs will move their tariffs down 115%.
Jesus. All that.
Let's bring in our Asia correspondent, Helena Smith. Helena, and there's a temptation to talk about this in great kind of laudatory terms, but is it a big win, or is it just calming down a hornet's nest that didn't need to be kicked in the first place?
Well, I think it's a relatively significant achievement,
like a mouse,
especially
dude.
in the context
She
that there was a
100%.
huge amount of skepticism going into this weekend that the two sides could bridge this enormous gulf that existed between them. So the fact that they've agreed anything, I think, is more than just a symbolic win. It's a political win too. Whether it's an economic win is a slightly
the fact that they even came to an agreement is a win. You know, there was China was saying no, we're not making any deals with these tariffs, and like it was you know, there was an arm wrestle for a while, and then they just gave in and was like, all right, we have to make a deal, and that's kind of what she said right there. Just the fact that they came to terms with a deal in general is a win. So
Right. I don't see how you can paint this as not a win. I mean, Trump didn't want to back down if they weren't going to play like, you know, fair or whatever. So
right.
It's got to be that was the goal, is to make a fucking deal. We don't want to not trade with China.
Exactly.
Like I don't. Yeah, I feel like people like misinterpreted this as like we just want to fuck them forever.
Yeah.
No,
Global trade is
important.
important. We don't want to like completely cut out global trade. We need global trade to function. You know, all major countries do, and China's the same way. They need trade with us as well. So they found a deal. It's a big win.
Well, and we consume, like, we're the largest consumer of like all goods in the world. Like Americans buy shit, dude.
Yeah, and China took advantage of that shit for sure.
Yeah. That's why, like, when we visit other countries, like, they just know that Americans have fucking money. Like, if we're traveling abroad, we must have fucking money, dude.
Right, because just our dollar is just worth so much more, you know, than other countries. So we say I was to go to I don't know, what's some cheap Asian country? I forget. Where's the one with all the trannies? I know that place is really cheap.
Thailand?
Yeah, Thailand. If I go to Thailand with like, you know, a couple grand, I'm fucking just rich as shit, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, to us, a couple grand's not a lot, but to them it is.
Yeah. I thought about, like, going to the Philippines. Because I guess I have some cousins there. And I was like, man, I should fucking move to the Philippines.
Dude, that'd be
It'd
sick.
Super cheap.
Fuck yeah. Just need need a passive income so you can make money while you're there. You know what I mean? And then the money that you're making in American money is just worth so much more where you live. That's the way to do it. Shit.
I think. Yeah, and I think you can. I think you can work remotely because they have like good internet over there now. Like pretty much everywhere in the world has like pretty. Good internet
for the most
nowadays.
part. Yeah.
So I think that's what a lot of people do. Because I was looking into like possibly moving there. I mean, I don't know though. Like I don't know anything about.
Yeah, you'd have to study some fucking language and their laws and shit like that. Yeah, there's a lot to move into another country.
A lot of them speak English though.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Let's go to the English.
different question.
Yeah.
Look, it's a lot of numbers being bandied around. Let's break it down. Essentially, what this deal means is that the reciprocal tariffs that existed on each other, the ones that had been constantly tit for tat raised over the last month or so, they've been brought down to a base level of 10%. Now, most goods will face more than 10%. Chinese goods being sold to America, they face an additional 20%. That was a whole separate levy that was put in place to try and target the sale of fentanyl. There's other tariffs that exist left over from Trump's first term that President Biden never did away with. So actually, once you add it up, you're probably talking about sort of 30, 40, perhaps 50% on a lot of Chinese goods being sold to America. And there are other measures
That's just funny, dude. Xi Jinping is just like probably has no idea what the fuck Trump just said right there.
Yeah, and Trump's all looking at him like blah 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 blah. He's like,
he's
what?
Just talking to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a big old language barrier, but Trump does that all the time. I've noticed to world leaders. You know, he'll like say there's a video with like him and Vladimir Putin, and he's like talking to Vladimir. Vladimir Putin doesn't speak English. It's fucking, and he's like talking to him. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's like an interpreter in the background or something, just at all times.
Yeah. He's like ching chong, bing bong, ping pang,
ping pang.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this place has the best sesame chicken that you'll ever have. Egg drop soup, even. It's pretty good.
Right. It's pretty good. We like it. We love it, even.
Yeah. I tell you, this guy, look at this beautiful guy right here. He makes the best sweet and sour chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just looking at, he knows that he can't understand him. He's like, you see how much hotter my wife is than yours?
Yeah. She is a baddie. She's tall as fuck, too. She's as tall as Trump.
Yeah, that's wild. Well, she's probably in heels there, but still. Yeah, she is tall as fuck. Well, every time I see her with him, she is, fairly close to his height.
Yeah. That's a big bitch.
Sort of for goods coming the other way as well.
Big
So
bitch.
we're still talking about a high level of tariffs, but look, the big numbers, that 145% sort of baseline tariff that Chinese goods were facing being sold to America, that has been reduced. And I think we can't overstate just how sort of notable that is politically that they were able to reach that deal. And certainly it's helped calm down the markets as well. I think it will have taken the more sort of catastrophic economic impacts that were sort of set to start playing out in the two respective countries as well. Certainly in China, the conversation was about millions of job losses, huge hits to GDP. And on the American side, we were hearing stories about how the shelves would start to be empty, massive inflation. So I think
didn't happen.
Both sides have been able to achieve sort of the elimination of the worst effects, if you like. But look.
So I had to point this out too, dude. Sorry.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for that video anyways. But
yeah. I didn't hear anything about this. Like, you're the one showing me this, and it was a huge fucking deal that we put tariffs on China. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, for 3 weeks straight, they were just talking nothing about tariffs on China.
Right.
Oh my God, they're raising their tariffs again. They're gonna fuck China, and everybody was like, "It's this fucking close to putting Chinese flags in their bios."
Right. Yeah. No. And no mainstream news coverage is covering this. Yeah. Australians are telling us this, for fuck's sake. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I had to do my own research to actually figure this out. I do too. I would love to visit Australia. I don't want any part of their creatures, but I would love to go there. And for some reason, their fucking nasty accent in a woman is just super hot to me, dude. An Australian accent is super hot on a woman. Yeah. I don't know why. But
you're very as fucking useful as teats on a quarter, mate.
Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Fuck me. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Nah,
Fuck me, dude.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at the Australian accent, so I'm not gonna try it. But
it's a tough one.
It is.
Yeah, the Aussies are cool. They've been they're pretty much the bros. They're like they're our counterpart. Like, they're more of the bros than the British are.
Oh, 100%.
I really don't have a problem with the British, but I mean their government is fucking gay, dude. But there's a lot of cool British lads.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. But there's this joke that Canada, like the split between Canada and America is like America was raised by the dad, Canada was raised by the mom. I think Australia was also raised by the dad, and the Brits were raised by the mom. So there's a similarity there for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, even though they got rid of their guns, you fucking pussies.
Yeah, you queers.
Yeah.
This is why they were locking your asses down during fucking COVID.
Dude, your COVID protests, you guys got shut the fuck down on that. I remember they were protesting in the streets, and the cops were fucking people up there, like beating them in the streets and shit. Yeah. They're like, fuck you, go home. And you guys couldn't protect yourselves because you got rid of your guns.
Yeah, you assholes. You should have kept your gats. I think you can still have, like, there's an exception. I think you can have, like, hunting rifle, like shit like that.
Yeah. But it's a lot more extensive licensings and trainings and shit that you got to do there.
Yeah.
But I know, like, even there, because they have, well, even in the UK, they have, like, gun ranges, but the guns are hooked up to these fucking things to where you can't actually pull it out, It's like these fucking bars, and it,
Yeah,
It's like not the real
I
feel
saw
of
that.
actually holding a gun and shooting it. It's ridiculous. I was like, that's not fucking. Yeah. You get the experience of shooting it, but it's just not the same, man. The freedom to have a weapon. Like, mine's right there. I keep that shit propped next to me all day, every day. You know, the freedom of just having a weapon is sweet, you know? I'm not going to go out and shoot people.
I would never, dude. That's the thing. I always say this, like, when, like, I'm getting treated badly at, like, a job. Now, this is going to be a dark joke here, but... Or, like, my ex, when she was being, like, just terrible or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, dude, you know how easily... If I wasn't such a level-headed, like, good person, how easily I could carry out, like, an insane mass.
Oh, you could, because you got guns, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you could go
I
out heavy.
do bad stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't. I choose to fucking not do that because it's not right. I don't want
it's
to hurt
wrong.
innocent people.
Yeah. And
But you're
most
lucky
people
that you're
are like
fucking me
that.
over.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fucking me over right now, and I'm not choosing violence. You should be happy.
Yeah, exactly. I could
should be nicer to
easily,
me.
I could easily murder all of you,
Yeah.
but I don't because it's wrong.
Yeah, because
Right.
I can understand that it's wrong. And I'm responsible. But
Exactly.
don't be mean to me. Stop being mean to me.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, exactly. But so this one I found pretty interesting. This is I guess Germany has had a breakthrough on cancer or something. It's like a 44% success rate on tumors or some shit. That was
Really?
just a short little
the-
video. Germany broke through some cancer research, I guess.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
Tonight, what may be a watershed moment for fighting cancer.
The data were pretty darn impressive.
In a stage 2
Bill
clinical
Nye.
trial, researchers like Dr. Jeffrey Weber found adding an mRNA cancer vaccine to standard treatment reduced the chances for melanoma recurrence or death by 44%. Research on the vaccine was started before an mRNA vaccine was used for COVID, and it works similarly. Doctors use a
Similarly.
blueprint from a patient's individual tumor to encode a personalized vaccine.
So basically turning your own immune system against the cancer.
That is absolutely correct. Going to generate killer cells that are going to seek out and find the tumor and get rid of it.
This guy doesn't sound German.
In 2019, Gary Keblish got the
No.
devastating diagnosis, advanced
None of these people
melanoma,
sound German.
the deadliest form of skin cancer.
I feel that I probably would have been one of those statistics had I not been involved in the clinical trial.
More than 3 years later,
Goober.
Gary is still cancer-free.
Yeah.
Taking
Fucking
this
bike riding
vaccine
bitch.
has
Take your
given
helmet off,
me
pussy.
freedom.
The vaccine now goes to a much bigger stage 3 clinical trial over the next few years before it could be commercially available. But researchers are hopeful for melanoma and maybe someday other cancers.
And if we get to the point where you can literally prevent almost everyone from relapsing, that's a gigantic win.
Roxy!
Yeah.
A win, which tonight may be one big.
Yeah. This video didn't really cover as much as I read on it. I just found out about it today. I was like, ooh, Germany just had a breakthrough in cancer. 44% is a lot. But then you can go to the conspiracies and be like, oh, we've already had the cure for cancer. They keep killing these people.
The gangland driver.
Ah.
Sorry. Yeah, my only gripe is that, like, there's been, like, trillions of dollars donated in the name of cancer research.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like, we're still no fucking cure. I mean, obviously,
Right.
the pharmaceutical companies don't want to cure people.
Well,
Why
okay,
would
if
they
you
do that?
exactly, there's no money in cures. There's money in treatments.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah, just keep them alive for the rest of their life instead of just curing it.
yeah, it's way more profitable for chemotherapy. You know how much money? What was it? Chemotherapy just makes so much fucking money in the the cancer research and shit. But it's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah, my mom's friend that is staying with her now, she had to do chemotherapy, and she's like, now she's in like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and she only did it for like 9 months.
Right? Yeah. I'm never gonna pay that off unless you get lucky.
No, she's not.
That's
She's
so much money.
65.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 65, and her plan is to not pay it because, I mean, why?
I wouldn't either.
You're old, and she can't even work anymore. She's like,
Yeah.
fucked up. Like, just don't even worry about it. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's true. I know a lot of countries, they think we don't get health care here because we have to pay for everything. You know, we don't have the whole free health care thing. But no, you just accumulate tons of debt. We get treated for everything. If you're dying on the road, you'll get treated, but you're going to get $100,000 bill, you know, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's also, too, they typically in other countries that have, like, universal health care, they have to schedule an appointment, but their appointments are, like, months or sometimes years later.
Yeah, that's
like,
insane.
They can't just get in to see a doctor.
And it could be too late by then.
Well,
for certain
I just
scenarios.
saw a story. It was a couple months ago. I saw this lady from Canada, and she's, like, in her car crying, and she's like, once again, I have to drive to the United States because she has, like, dual citizenship or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she's like, I got to drive to, because she has some kind of cancer, and she's like, I got to drive to the United States to fucking get treatment because there's not appointment available for me in Canada. I'll probably die by the time I get my appointment.
Right. And she's like, I need it now, dead or not. I need it now. See, I think that's kind of, I think it works well for us, you know, because just don't pay it in the end. You still got the treatment.
Yeah, just don't pay it.
Yeah.
Let your kids deal with it.
Exactly. I got fucking surgery. I haven't paid that shit. Just kidding.
I have some medical bills. I don't have a ton, but I probably have like a couple thousand.
I got a couple grand too, yeah. Back in when I was having heart palpitations, I still haven't paid that shit off. Ambulance rides. I think the ambulance ride was like $1,200, which is crazy.
God.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Isn't it crazy too? The ambulances. I didn't even realize this because I'm sitting there thinking like it was. I mean, it was a few years ago when I finally figured this out. But I was like, why are there so many different like ambulances? And then I looked it up, and they're all like contractors. They don't actually work for the hospital.
Right. Yeah. No, they don't. Like AMR, I think is one of the biggest. American Medical Response is one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Ambulances out there, but yeah, they also are just contracted through hospitals. So they'll build a location, you know, mid-city near hospitals to, you know, be contracted through the hospital. It's crazy. It's super weird.
Yeah, and that's what also probably makes them so expensive. Like if you could just have them be like part of the hospital, then it would probably be cheaper.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I'll see some random ones, you know, like especially when I was traveling a lot for work. I'd be like somewhere far away from Denver, like northeast or some shit, and you just have some weird orange and green, fucking just strange looking ambulance that doesn't even look like an ambulance, but it says medical response on it. I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know, like we got 3 vehicles and we're for this small little town or whatever. But
have you seen some of the ones with the new siren on it? It sounds weird. Instead of like the high pitch, like wee wee, whatever. It's like it's like. There's like a low hum in it now. It's like woo woo. It's like a weird.
Really,
fucking...
that is weird.
Yeah, it sounds crazy. I mean, they still have the high pitch, but then there's like a low pitch.
Yeah, it's like Patrick Star. It's
yeah.
Wee woo, wee woo.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. Yeah,
it's silly.
So yeah, this
is
is
cool because
this is interesting.
Yeah, I haven't heard of this at all. So
I actually have
fucking new.
I have a little thing we can read here before we get into these videos, a couple short videos. But this is what's going on in Scotland. And did you know that there's like a gang war going on in Scotland? It has been for a couple months. Maybe longer, probably longer. But anyway, Scotland is currently experiencing a significant escalation in gang-related violence, particularly in Glasgow and Edinburgh. This surge in criminal activity is marked by firebombing, shootings, and home invasions. They're fucking throwing Molotovs and shit. It's affecting both rival gang members and innocent civilians. So this is the key players and origins. The conflict primarily involves the... this is your crime gang, dude. The Daniel Crime Clan.
Whoa.
Yeah, involves the Daniel Crime Clan. Secretly, he's the leader right here.
I'm talking about my gang, dude.
Right. Led by Stephen Bonzo Daniel. And the faction associated with Ross McGill, known as Miami McGill, a former leader of the Rangers fan group Union Bears, is believed to be orchestrating attacks from Dubai. This dude's in Dubai orchestrating attacks in fucking Scotland.
What the fuck?
Where he fled in 2022 amid police investigations. The feud reportedly ignited over 500,000 euro cocaine deals involving counterfeit money, leading a series of retaliatory acts. That's crazy. This is like some fucking like 50s New York gang shit, but going on in Scotland right now. That's what it feels like. So the escalation in violence, arson attacks, properties linked to gang members have been targeted, with homes and businesses set ablaze by the Scottish sun. A 72-year-old woman and 12-year-old boy were assaulted in their Glasgow, God damn it, Glasgow, not glow, Glasgow home by masked individuals, highlighting the danger of non-combatants. They're being dickheads on social media, apparently. I'm not going to read all that, but they're taunting rivals and asserting dominance on social media, apparently. And then law enforcement response. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they're having rap battles online. Oh shit, no. Gang members are posting videos of their attacks on social media. So that's what they're doing. Yeah, that's dumb. Hey, look what I can do. Get arrested.
That's so stupid.
Police in Scotland have intensified efforts to curb the violence, resulting in 30 arrests related to the feud. Operations have included dawn raids and seizure of weapons and cash. However, police unions have expressed concerns about insufficient resources to effectively manage the escalating situation. So it's escalating, and the cops are like, we don't have the funding to deal with these motherfuckers. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Jeez.
So I know this next video we're going to watch right here, this happened about, 3 weeks to 4 weeks ago. And then the next video we're going to watch happened like 5 days ago or something. So fairly recent.
Ooh.
But
nice.
Yes.
Word.
Mobsters behind a wave of attacks in gangland rivals have struck again with yet another threat via video aimed at the Daniel clan. This clip shows two homes being set alight as the Hoods show no sign of relenting in their vicious campaign across Scotland. This home, thought to have been targeted in the Bishop Briggs area of Glasgow this morning, was torched. The video clip plays to the hit song Keep On Running by the Spencer Davis Group and ends with yet another ominous warning that reads, "Exterminate the Daniel virus."
What the hell?
To be continued.
They played
this
a
latest
song while they did
firebomb
it.
incident comes as detectives continue to probe a cowardly attack on a 72-year-old woman and a 12-year-old boy who were injured in a terrifying attack aimed at a Daniel associate.
People should feel safe in their own homes, and actually for someone to go into an attack, an elderly lady and a young child is quite simply cowardly and abhorrent. And what I would like to reassure the public is that, again, believe these to be targeted attacks, but we will be doing everything we can to bring these people to justice.
Over the weekend, gangland sources warned the home invasion would lead to a bloodbath of violence on the streets of Scotland. The mysterious group calling themselves TMJ 2025 have been posting chilling video threats towards the feared Daniel crime clan. They are believed to be linked to the Dubai-based mob waging war on members of Scotland's underworld.
We are investigating a number of what we believe to be linked incidents between rival organised crime groups, starting off in the east, probably about a month ago, and it's now in the last week or so moved to the west of the country.
I love their accent.
So at the minute,
so
we're dealing with what we believe to be targeted incidents now in the west of Scotland. So I'm aware of some of these incidents and some of the videos that you're talking about. I have seen them. I would say it somewhat glamorises some of these incidents. I would suggest the videos are abhorrent. What I would like to reassure the public is that Police Scotland is doing everything we can to bring these.
Do they not have Ring doorbell cameras, or
You'll see there's been lots of police activity, not just in terms of overt policing, but also some of the things that the public don't see, such as specialist crime division and specialist officers that we have to bring. So there is lots going on, and there have been a number of arrests, particularly in the east of the country.
The violent feud erupted last month and has seen several homes and businesses firebombed and shot at in nighttime attacks. Rival Hoods initially began targeting associates of jailed cocaine kingpin Mark Richardson.
Audio's
he was
off for
caged
me.
in 2018
Is it?
for his role in a £200 million super gang. The Edinburgh crime boss became a target for the gang after one of his mob is said to have used fake cash in a £500,000 drug deal. Businesses and homes of people linked to the caged gangster were burned down and attacked. The violence then spread to the west as homes associated with the...
I thought guns were banned over there, dude.
Oh, they are. And that just kind of proves if you ban guns, it doesn't stop gun violence. Who would have thought?
What the
Holy
fuck?
shit. Scotland's fucking shooting each other with guns that that are illegal. So
what the hell?
Yeah, crazy. So yeah, Scotland's fucking doing some gang wars right now, dude.
God damn it. Yeah, they're going nuts over there. I didn't realize this.
I didn't either. Yeah, this is pretty interesting though.
Yeah, it sounds weird too. They keep saying Daniel, and I'm like, yo.
Yeah, I know. Dude. Yeah. Oh, it's on the hush hush. Forgot.
Yeah. Stop talking about my gang, dudes.
Yeah. I haven't watched this video, but I think this is just another news coverage of some gang attack that's happened. But
some gangbang.
Some gangbang.
Gangbangs.
But this time it's 5 white dudes and 1 white girl. So it's not America gangbangs. It's different.
Yeah. Oh, so they're all. That's what I was wondering too. Like, who's in these gangs? It looks like white people, but.
Well, Scotland is fucking. I want to say 95% white. It's gotta be, right?
Yeah. I think it's changing because all that stupid ass immigration that they have.
True. I know Ireland. Well, Ireland for sure is getting. They got tons of immigration there. Muslim immigration.
Yeah.
Which is becoming a problem.
Muzzies.
Yeah. The Moosies.
A taxi firm near Glasgow has been targeted in a firebomb attack. Juice Private
Glasgow
was torched just before 2 a.m. on Thursday morning. The record understands the unit is the latest business targeted over alleged connections to the notorious Daniel clan and Edinburgh crime boss Mark Richardson. Cops say they are treating the incident as willful. Detectives were seen outside the burnt-out taxi firm as the unit has been cordoned off as investigation
They got
continues.
German cop cars.
Emergency services confirmed there were no reports of any injuries. It is the latest in a
VWs.
series of incidents across Glasgow and Edinburgh which are being probed amid a gangland turf war. Sources say trouble flared between rival factions after hoods linked to caged cocaine baron Mark Richardson were accused of stealing drugs worth £500,000. The tough war spread from Edinburgh to Glasgow, with the notorious Daniel crime clan becoming prime targets due to their connections with the Richardson mob. Mr. Big's enforcers, a faceless group by the name of Tamil Yunto, have called out their prime targets in a series of videos in recent weeks, resulting in a number of terrifying attacks as the gangland war continues.
What we saw last. Exterminate the Daniel virus. Exterminate him, dude.
Don't kill me.
So, yeah. Gang wars in fucking Scotland. Who would have thought that shit, huh? Apparently they're big on drugs and big on guns. Who would have thought? So that's interesting as fuck.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That makes me wanna like watch Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels or Snatch.
Snatch.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen Snatch.
Have you seen those movies?
No. Not Snatch.
Oh, dude. It might be on Tubi. I'll try and send it to you. It's so fucking good. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, I'm down.
Especially if you've never seen it, you're gonna love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally down. It's down.
It's such a good movie. Dude, just come out. We'll have a sleepover, dude. Just slumber. We can sleep in my bed or whatever.
Yeah, together. Same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's what we got for you.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got as ass swell.
Ass fuck my butt.
My ass is swole because I work it out.
Yeah, it's
no other reason.
Swollen.
Yeah.
Yeah, my butt is so swollen right now, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, man, world news. That's what we got going on. Some updates and some
world
crazy
news.
shit going on. Woo! News.
Yeah,
It's
we
worldly.
Did it.
Yeah.
You guys need to tune in. Watch our channel. Fucking like, comment, subscribe. Definitely start discussions. I mean, we're not getting a lot of views right now, but eventually you guys are going to want to be there.
Yeah.
So.
And watch both weekend episodes because they kind of tie into each other because American news is world news.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you'll just hear more, like if you're new to this, the first time you're hearing this, and you watch this whole video, which hopefully you did, you'll hear, you'll see that we have kind of a theme going here where we got a lot of American shit, but it'll tie into the world news, and then they all kind of link together, and you can get a whole bunch of information.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We stay tuned with all this shit so that you don't have to. You just gotta listen to us say it.
Let us think for you.
Yeah. We'll do it. We find it interesting. If you find it interesting, we belong together.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's all we got.
Yep. Till next time, dudes. We appreciate it.
Peace out,
and
folks.
we love you.
I love you so fucking much. Fuck.
Peace, niggas.